What's up, guys? So, today I want to mention a very specific framing, a lens that you can look through for life. And you can really apply this to any piece of life, right? It can be some area that you're trying to develop or grow very intentionally. It can be a lens you can look at general life through. Like you can just sort of apply this generally to nothing specific or, any piece of your life. And it really serves a very specific purpose. And that purpose is to either move towards that which you intrinsically want or value or vision, or, to move away from like what you want or what you vision or where you're trying to go. This lens will help you consistently stay on that track of, am I moving towards what I want or am I moving away from what I want, provided you're the type who wants the more profound life and not the less profound life. So I'm assuming that in this case you're someone who wants like a deeper, more powerful, more profound life, constructing things that you want and not the opposite, right? So that lens is a question. And like I said, you can apply this all the time. This can be a day to day, moment to moment, very, very powerful, very, very powerful lens. In my opinion, from my own experience, I can share that this has really served me in so many ways. It's kind of now intrinsic. I don't really ask this question very explicitly, but it's become a lens that I use consistently. It's like built into my psyche now. And that's what's exciting. If you ask this like enough times and you really make this a part of your life, it will eventually become the way that you look at life for whatever you're trying to pursue. So here's the question, right? Is this thing that I'm doing, and this thing that I'm doing could be anything, could be even a way of thinking, it could be something you believe, it could be some way that you are, some way that you speak, whatever it is this thing that I'm doing constructive or destructive, right? Is it taking me more towards what I'm trying to build, or is it actually causing destruction of what I'm trying to build, right? So I'll say it again. The question is this thing that I'm doing, is the way that I'm speaking, is this thought that I'm thinking, is this belief that I have, whatever it is this thing constructive for my highest vision, or is it destructive for my highest vision? Or is this thing constructive for what I'm trying to build or destructive for what I'm trying to build? Is it constructive for where I'm trying to go, or is it destructive for where I'm trying to go? Whatever it is, it's either constructive or destructive. It's either building you more towards what you want, or it's breaking it down or taking you further away, right? So you can see now how this question is very simple, and it creates a sort of black and white, like, moving this way or this way. And obviously, like, nothing is black and white like that. Can be quite a gray area type of thing. It's often hard to tell. So keep in mind, it's not always going to be possible to just, immediately know like this thing is constructive or it's destructive. It's going to be quite an interesting path. Some way you're going to have to try to develop this muscle of intuitively understanding if this is the thing to do for what you're trying to do or not. So where can you apply this? Like I said, this is really applicable anywhere, right? You can be, trying to train for a marathon, and you can be, let's say, sitting on the couch, right, in a way that's really like hurting your body. And you can suddenly realize like, oh, this is destructive for me trying to run a marathon. Or maybe you're eating McDonald's and you realize, oh, like this is destructive for me trying to run a marathon. On the flip side, you can maybe be taking morning walks and you feel how good it makes your body feel. And you realize, oh, this is constructive. Like this is very constructive for where I'm trying to go and the marathon I'm trying to run. Right? So you see the potential here. You can apply this to absolutely anything. You can apply this with your partner in a relationship, right? Maybe you're arguing one day and you suddenly realize, because you're using this lens, right? You've been using this lens, and suddenly you realize like, oh, this is destructive for the type of relationship I'm trying to build, right? So maybe you're in a committed relationship and you find yourself flirting with another person, and suddenly you realize like, oh, this is going to be destructive for my healthy relationship of loyalty that I'm trying to build. you know. I'm trying to think of a few examples. Maybe you're reading one day and you see how reading is really opening your mind to life, and you realize like, oh, I'm trying to build a really great life, and I can see how reading is pretty constructive for that, right? So it comes back to one of my other videos, which was about like figuring out what you want and what is your purpose, and like, what type of life do you want to live, like mapping out the existence you're aiming for. Knowing that will make this very easy, because once you really know what it is you want and you've figured out this is the map of the type of life I want to build, now it becomes very easy to see and understand and learn what is constructive to that and what is destructive to that, right? And you can see how if you don't know what you want, you won't be able to figure out if something's constructive or if something's destructive. For example, if you haven't thought very deeply about the type of relationship you want, and the type of relationship you want to build, you're not going to really know if this act is constructive or destructive because there's nothing it's relating to, right? But if you know that you value loyalty and you value monogamous partnership where you're loyal and committed, and that's the vision of the type of relationship you really want to build, now it's very easy to see that flirting with someone continuously outside of that relationship, it's easy to see like, no, that's destructive for what I want, right? So I need to stop doing it, not because it's wrong for everybody or not everyone thinks that's wrong, but it's very destructive for what I'm trying to build, right? You see how these things are very intertwined. And in my opinion, the two work together. The deeper you understand the type of life you want to live in any area, right? Your fitness, relationships, your career, the space you design, whatever it is, the more you deepen your understanding of how this is authentic and the way you wish to build it, it becomes so easy to see like, oh, this is destructive for that, or oh, this is constructive. And like I said, the two work together. Now, are you always going to be able to stop doing something that's destructive for the type of life you want to build? Absolutely not. It doesn't make this an easy process. It doesn't now mean you're able to just stop doing anything that's destructive, right? It just gives you the awareness to start to see the things that you do that might take you away from this, and just starting to see it in a way where you're not guilty and you don't think the things you do are wrong. You're sort of just able to see like, okay, these things I'm doing are destructive for this. And the more you see it, the more you realize maybe it's time to stop doing that because I really want this thing, right? And on the flip side, obviously starting to see the things that you do where you realize like, oh, wow, doing this stuff or saying this or whatever it is really serves to construct my vision. It's really helping me build the life that I want in whatever area. So the point of this exercise and the point of this lens, a very powerful one, is to develop that awareness, right? Because how often have you found yourself living and sort of like living a life where you weren't really thinking like, oh, this is actually destroying me, or oh, this is really going to damage my relationship, or this is really going to damage my health in 5 years' time, or this activity is really hurting my training and I really want to run a marathon, but I only find out a week before the marathon that what I was doing the whole year is like, it's been damaging my potential to run this marathon, right? So this lens is so powerful. It keeps you thinking about your vision, and it keeps you present as well on what you're doing and if it's serving you or disserving you and your authentic vision and your authentic self and what you're trying to build, right? So like this one lens, guys, can change your life forever, especially once it integrates, right? Because like I said, I'm not necessarily constantly saying like, is this destructive or is this constructive? I'm not asking that question explicitly, but I know that I'm doing that even though I'm not thinking of it. I'm always looking for ways to do the things that are going to help and build the things I'm trying to build. And I'm trying to always notice and become aware of those things that might be hurting what I'm trying to build, right? So try it on. I suggest you do this moment to moment. Start very small. Start with anything very small. And you'll also see how like you're going to need to develop a better vision as well. Like if you don't know your vision, like I said, it's going to be hard to do this. So the double benefit of this exercise is becoming more constructive in your life and finding those things that are really beneficial to you. And you're going to have to develop a deeper vision so that you know what these things are that are, helping you. So this is like a very, very powerful exercise. What I suggest you do is just get a journal, and instead of doing it moment to moment at first, just try list like 10 to 20 things that you know you're doing right now in whatever domain, which are hurting you, like in trying to build the thing you want to build or do what you want to do. And then on the flip side, try and write down 10 to 20 examples of things you know you're doing which are really serving your vision and really helping you and really are being very constructive to what you're trying to do. And you're just trying to build this like binary like lens, right? So yeah, try it on, let me know, and good luck.